What is up, everybody? This is DJ Daimyo here, and I'm going to give you a tour of the Daimyo Institute. It's just one of the latest builds I've done on the most recent server. It's a private server, and I wanted to give you guys a tour of this build that I did in order to try and inspire people, hopefully, to put a little more effort into their builds. Maybe teach you a new building style or ways to make your builds a little cleaner. Um, so hopefully this will do that for you. This here is just our spawn hub. We ended up, me and a buddy Jinx built this at spawn on the server for us to be able to get to each other's bases. This is a Mindcrack pack server. So we had no Mistcraft at the time, so we ended up using IC2 teleporters, as you can see here. This is our main way to get back and forth, to travel and see each other. So let's go ahead and check out my base, Daimyo Institute. Now, as we poured in here, we are on top of a tower. This is a tower, my main what would you call it, portal tower or portal hub tower. This is where all my portals are to get to various dimensions. Right now we're on the top of the tower. As you look down, you can kind of see the Institute. It's not really loading, but we'll get over there in a second. Go ahead and head down. It's already open. Now we're on the bottom floor. As you can see, I have my Twilight Forest portal here, another portal here, a little balcony that looks over, see down. Down below here is a little village with some farms and stuff. I'll give you a tour of that later on. We'll get to it. Take a look at this tower here. This is the main tower that you come into. Bottom floor here is all the portals, and the top floor is where you come in on. And then there's a bridge that runs across. From the bottom floor over to the main building. Now this was done all on survival. The server is a 100% survival server. And here's the front of the Institute. Don't mind those explosions. I have a dark room down below that gets creepers spawn in it, so they like to blow up sometimes. I'll show you guys that. The way I like to build things is I like to build things very clean. I don't like to have pipes and wires and stuff showing. Although I do like being able to see the systems, so the way I build my houses, I'm not sure if you can see from here, but my walls are very thick. So if we look here, how thick my walls are. And the reason that is that gives you room in between walls to run all of your piping and your wires and your power, as well as in between floors. So if you see in between floors here, the roof level for floor 1 is down here, and the floor level for the second floor is up here, which gives me about a 3-block measurement between floors. And I use half slabs, or you can use half slabs or covers for the actual floor and the actual ceiling, which gives you a actual 2-block walking area. So you can actually walk in between floors here. I will show you guys that. Let's take a spin around the outside. I seem to be getting some frame lag here, so I apologize for the lag. So I have this kind of like a guard wall type thing that goes around the outside. Now the way to start off, the way I choose my builds is I let the terrain dictate how I build. So to pick a build, when I start new on a server, I normally run around exploring for quite some time. I think to find this place, it took me a couple hours running around. And when I found this, there was this, peak here, and then this mountain over here. That would be kind of, it kind of just came to me to build, have a couple buildings with bridges connecting each one. I was going to do another one over here, but I had to extend this mountain actually to make this first building fit, so it didn't really make sense. Because there used to be a kind of a valley here, but I had to extend it so far to fit the main building that that idea was out the door. But I kind of looked for cool terrain and trying to think of ideas to build around that terrain. Let's go take a tour around. I got to let it load a little bit. There's my little guard. Runs around and shoots enemies if any spawn and shoots fireworks. So we're coming around the back here. Oh, there's a tree. And this guard wall does extend all the way around the house. Think of it as like a rampart type thing, or a Great Wall of China, or whatever you want to. That was kind of the idea about it. Their inspirations. I wanted like a guard wall around the outside of the house. We're coming around the back, and there's another bridge in the back that goes across this way to my Thaumcraft area, which is up in the trees. We'll go inside there in a bit. Just kind of want to give the overall 360 view of the house. And you can probably tell that I had to extend this side of the mountain out a little bit too. I haven't really finished shaping the mountain. It's pretty hard work. Like as you can see on this side, I didn't really finish shaping. Still some jagged, right angles and stuff. That could use some shaping, but again, this is on the Mindcrack pack, and I've been wanting to switch to Ultimate as soon as possible, so I probably won't get around to shaping this side. Down here is my B area. This is the B room. We'll do a full tour of that as well. And everything is connected with, different passageways throughout the mountain. Over here is my pier with a fishing platform. So if anyone wants to fish, they can come out on the pier and fish. Begin. My factorization area, which I don't really use too much except for to make routers. Get that loading very slowly. Sorry about that, guys. And we're back around to the front. And if we go up top here, see, on the roof I wanted to try and do like make it like a little park. Little hangout area. Got some benches and some trees, nothing too crazy. That's the roof. The basic kind of shape of the house is very loosely inspired by Mondef LP, I believe is his name. I think he did a what was it? I think it was a mock build for an example of like one of the B team builds that they were going to do. The basic like front of the two wings was loosely inspired off of that. But I've changed quite a bit to make it fit, you know, my style. So let's head in. Let me charge up a bit. This is the main entrance. I have stairs going up, side. Now the main hall here is obviously, you know, vaulted ceiling, one floor, and then the two wings themselves are 2 stories, so that's why, you know, you have the bridge that connects them. Let's take a look at the first couple floors, the first rooms. So this first room here is just my matter fab room. 2 matter fabs being fueled with tungsten dust. The golems keep them full. Head down. Now this is the Mistcraft room. Now let me explain. The original server is Mindcrack, and this is still the Mindcrack pack. And when the server, the guys that own the server, they decided to switch to the Ultimate pack. And I had not, this build was about 95% complete, but I hadn't finished it. So they gave me a copy of the map to finish the build. So I ended up putting the map on my own private server. And I added Mistcraft while I did that, because I wanted to have a Mistcraft room. I think Mistcraft is just a cool mod. So that's why I have a Mistcraft on the Mindcrack pack now. Alright, let's over to the other side. This is just the basic, this is a stairway that goes down to one of the first basement floors. We'll get to that. Let's head to the other side. Again, sorry about the FPS drops. I'm having it seems my computer doesn't seem to like me today. Here's my 2 lasers, rooms, assembly tables. And over here we have, it'll load correctly. Oh, that's nice. This is my Zycraft storage. So everything Zycraft is stored in this room. All the blocks and items from Zycraft is in here. And potion area. I don't really use potions too much, but I don't know, it seems kind of fitting to have it in here with the Zycraft stuff. I don't really have any automated potion creation, but everything else is automated. All the sorting is automated, everything into these barrels. This is another way to get down to the basement subfloors. Let's go up to the 2nd floor, first wing area. And let's see, on this side, we have enchanting area. I never got around to making you know, an automated enchanting system. But that's something I'll probably definitely do on my next build in the Ultimate pack. I'm not great with computer craft either. I try to avoid it. I understand how powerful it is, but 1, I'm terrible at programming, and 2, programming in a game just seems kind of weird to me. If I want to write code, I would write some actual code, but I'm sure eventually I'll get into it if I took the time to learn it, because it seems like there's a lot you can do with it. This is just the basic, my armory room. Different filled of tools and just bags, and basically all your items and armor and weapons go in here, as well as the forge or smith area. And I have my salt forges up here. And let's go. Here is my bedroom. Let's take a look around here. My fireplace. Oh, pretty nice, I like it. And my bed. jacuzzi, hot tub. I was trying to figure out how to make the water, if there was a way to make the water like bubbly. But I couldn't get it to work. I tried putting like smoke, you know, those like smoke blocks down here, but then it just looked like the tub was on fire. It was kind of dumb. Um, so there's my hot tub, and over here is my DJ booth. I am a DJ in real life, so I couldn't go without having a DJ booth in my room. Pretty cool. And let's head over to the other side. Have a look at the main hall. These stairs go up and let you access the two parks on either side on the roof. You can access it from the inside. This room doesn't really have a use yet. It just has my dark iron machine. And same with this room. I don't think this room really has a use yet. A couple of compressors that just compress ingots into blocks. And here's my auto crafting room. You guys are all just set up for all the auto crafting for everything. Like these guys here are making. They're making industrial TNT. Turned off right now because the TNT storage down below is actually full. I don't really need any more. Those are making my gold and iron dust from the bees. These guys are making bituminous peat. I already say it. Bituminous peat. There we go. They just made some. There's the wax capsule production. Triple meat treats. These guys here are making my turbine rotors. So it looks like steel ingots coming to this guy. Blocks of steel coming to here, and then you guys know how this works. And then the turbine rotors are made. And then there's more copper block, tungsten dust, all the dust production that I need. You get brought in and then sent back out into the sorting system, which we'll get to in a bit. And that's the second floor on the first wing, so let's head back down. Got the first floor in the back. Oop. This build came out really cool. I'm very proud of it. The choice of materials was something I wasn't planning on, but it came out nice with the red rock and the basalt, the different basalt bricks combined with the Zycraft blocks. I know texture packs I'm using is Fax. I'll put a link in the description of the video. And then these waterfalls actually serve more than one, you know, in a dual purpose. You know, first they are aesthetically nice, and then they also have another secret purpose, which I'll show you guys in a second. So this is the main item storage area. Suit off. So it's your typical barrel sorting system. Holding all my items. And again, this is Mindcrack, so we don't have applied energistics. I didn't add that either because I figured I'm going to be playing with it when I get to Ultimate Pack anyway, so the goal was to finish this build as soon as possible and then switch over to Ultimate. Although I do think applied energistics looks a little boring as in the means of you kind of have everything in one block. And I don't know how to explain it, but it just seems weird. You know, all of your stuff is just in one little thing, and it's not really any cool sorting system type things to make except for processing. But I do like the crafting system in it is very cool. So I definitely will use it. I just don't know how crazy I'll use it. I may do like, still have chests and stuff, but I'll have to see. And these chests down here are all for stuff that you probably wouldn't put in barrels, typical stuff like crystals and stuff. That there would be no reason to put it in barrels. And this is my main input chest for the sorting system. And then these are two overflow chests. But yeah, here's my item room. And then over here is the IC2 room. Got the Greg Tech machines in the middle. Then we have extractors and compressors and furnaces and macerators. As you can see, there's no wires anywhere. You can't see the routers, but those are sometimes a little harder to hide. Same with these guys. No wiring or anything. No pipes. A lot of tesseracts. I love golems. Golems are amazing. And then the power for these is actually coming, for this guy, is coming through that block right there. So I don't know if, a lot of you might not know that you can cover IC2 wires, or at least the fiber optic cable, with the construction foam. And then it turns into the concrete surrounding the wire, so you can cover wires that way too. So like this guy is being covered, the wire actually comes through this block. It's in the middle of that block. And I think that's kind of something a lot of people didn't know. I didn't even actually know that until someone on this server showed me how to do it. It's kind of cool. You can hide your wires that way. At least your IC2 wires, that is. And then this side we just have some more machines, all being fed by these routers. And let's head up to the next floor. Come on. I'm starting to get some lag. Here's my thermal expansion room / red power. Got all my thermal expansion machines, magma crucibles and liquid transposers, pulverizers here, furnaces, sawmills. In the middle here is the red power furnaces and that lag spike. Red power alloy furnaces and charging bench. Again, you can see no wires or anything. All this stuff is being powered and sorted too, but you can't see it. And the ice machine and the lava machine, and then these are the induction smelters, which pretty much process all my ore for me. And then this guy's keeping them fed with sand. Alright, let me show you guys the behind the scenes, inside, in between floors type stuff. So let's head down to the first floor. And like I was saying, all these waterfalls that you see in the corners here basically give you access to the in between the floor areas. So first let me show you this. These stairs go down into the next floor, into the basement, the first subfloor, or the basement, or you would call it. But as you can see, there's this thick area here before you get down there, which is the in between floor access. So let's head down here now. So if you drop down the waterfall, we're now in between floors. And in this, as you can see, the floor you walk on is made out of slabs. And then the ceiling for the guy below is also slabs, which gives me just enough room to walk in between floors. And that's why these guys look like they're floating. These Blue lights indicate where there's a water access point to go up and down. So when I'm down here, I know where I can get out. And this is the guts of that sorting system that you saw for my main item storage area. Main guts. Up and through. You see where the stuff comes in. These are all going into those chests that were in the floor here. And I'm kind of using all these sorting machines as giant filters. They're not necessary, but like for this, let's say right here, this each bay of barrels is 15 barrels, which is more than what a filter can support, I believe. So if you use the sorting machine just as a filter, you have all this extra room. So you have a lot more space to filter items in and out. So that's why I chose to do it this way, is to use the sorting machines instead of the filters. But it's just the basic sorting machine into a relay, just to give it a little buffer. Then it goes into the router and then up into the bay of barrels. Then if you can see here, this is the actual in between the walls. So I have room to run pipes and wires in between walls and in between floors. And there's a good example of that over here, because the actual main sorting area is in the attic. And then it comes down here, and this is in between the walls. You can fly up a little. And down into the storage area. Now this is in between the next floor. You can see it's the ceiling and the floor. And there's more sorting. This is the sorting for that Zycraft storage area. You have a lot of room to run pipes and wires, and over here is the powering for the lasers for these simply tables, all hidden up here in the ceiling with its power coming in those compressors. But you see that this type of building style gives you a lot of room to hide stuff and make stuff look very, very clean. Instead of having to dig, in between in the ground, or having wires on the outside of your house, stuff like that. See, this is the power and control area for the thermal expansion room. Tesseracts. But it gives you a lot of access, which I like. It's almost the floor in itself, although it's an in-between floor area, and then access goes all the way down and all the way up. A lot of hiding can be done. If we head up even further, we can get into the attic, which you'll see the main sorting area. Let's head up there. And the attic has lots of space. And here's the attic. So as you can see, that's the outside of the roof. And because of the way I built the roof, is that long bevel with slabs, it's gives me a lot of room in here. Deer bugging out. And then this is the dirt that you saw on the roof for the park. So I have a lot of space up here hidden in this attic to hide a lot of stuff. He's just glitching through the floor. So let's see. This is the main sorting area, which sorts stuff throughout the whole complex. So I have tesseracts bringing items in, like this is the quarry comes in here, my farms, and then other basic sorting comes in through these chests out by these sorting machines. It gets sent wherever it needs to go. And this is the trash. If I got any items I need to get rid of, they come into this one and avoid it out. And then all these sorting machines go to specific places. This guy is sending meat to the infernal furnaces. I know he shut off. That's right, I shut that guy down. Nuggets to meat production and so on and so forth, and I'll mark so I know which one is which. This guy's sending all my tin and electrum to get put into blocks, and that's that. This is the sorting. And then all the solar panels that power it to these big huge block of overkill of battery boxes. Now the cool thing about solar panels is a lot of people might not know is that solar panels can be covered by macro blocks above them. As you can see, this is a red power 2 macro block slab above the solar panel, and the light can still get through it. So you're able to hide all your solar panels. Even IC2 solar panels work that way as well, which I have on in the other attic. To allow you to hide them so they're not on your roof, and they can still get power. So they're still powering all of those battery boxes, but you can't see them. So it's something a lot of people may not know. I know a lot of people do know that, but that may help some people out here and there. Alright, let's head back down. Maybe we'll go over to the other attic. The other attic is just IC2 power. A lot of it. There's some more red power solar panels. Oh wait, is there? Yeah, there's some back here on this side. Because I have some sorting down below on this side, so I needed some red power. This is just IC2 power. And like you see, the IC2 solar panels are hidden underneath the micro blocks as well, so you can't see them on the roof. Makes you able to do some pretty clean stuff. Alright, let's go down. And let's head down to the next floor. These stairs go down to the first basement floor, which is my liquid storage. As you can see, I have basically every liquid that you can get in the game, pretty much. All in big railcraft tanks. They're in railcraft tanks, because for A, I like the way the railcraft tanks look and function. And B, when I first started all these, Diecraft hadn't or Soren hadn't released the Diecraft tanks yet, so they weren't actually in the Mindcrack pack yet. So I did it all with railcraft tanks. And each one of these tanks also has a quantum tank above it, which is why if you can see this apple juice has, 107,000 when this tank can only hold, or 107 million when this tank can only hold 6 million. Like these guys have the max amount, the 6 million. And the lava has 1 billion. But quantum tanks are also kind of boring. It's just a tank, and just a block. You don't really get to see anything. So that's why I have the other tanks, the quantum tanks above. And I like the use of the information panels. They turn out pretty nice. There's all my seed oil and BDNA over there. And then the rest of this room is power generation. So as you can see, I have a bunch of boilers, all being powered off of fuel. And this is my main Buildcraft power generation. All liquid boilers and fuel. I used to have a bunch of solid ones too, solid fuel boilers. But then when they changed the blaze rod, they nerfed the blaze rods or whatever, then I just switched all over to liquid because they're just so efficient with the fuel, or even with biofuel. I have some that run off biofuel as well. And then above is all the engines. So let's go take a look at those. And with this room, I actually, before we go on, I was trying to do the reason it's all white is I was trying to give it the feel of like a, like a clean room where they like manufacture microchips or computer parts. Everyone, everything's white. I don't know, I was trying to give it that feel. So like as these doorways have these lights to make it kind of feel like I don't know, like you're passing through a different stage of the clean room or something. Just an idea I had to try and give it a little more life. Here's turbines, bunch of turbines, and all my redstone energy cells going into tesseracts, which are being powered by all these steam engines. Now I know that it's more efficient to use electrical engines. That's just boring. These steam engines look so damn cool with all the steam coming off them. Plus I wanted to use steam. I think it looks cool. Now actually when I built this huge redstone bay, I thought I would be able to run redstone cells in parallel, kind of like you can with, like bat boxes and stuff. And come to find out, I don't really think it works that way. I could be mistaken, but as you can see, they're kind of draining one at a time. This guy's draining, and then that guy's draining, and then this guy over here is draining. So I don't think, unless it's a limitation of the actual pipe, which it may be, I'm still kind of a Minecraft noob when it comes to all these mods. But I don't think they actually drain all at the same time. They're just kind of all draining one at a time, so a little overkill, but at least it gives me a long time before I could ever run out of power. I can turn off my engines for a long time. And all these tesseracts go, and power out to everything else throughout the building. But if there is a way to run these in parallel to where you can get, let's say you're running two cells and you can get 200 MJ per tick. There's a way to do that. Someone let me know. Comments. Alright, let's keep going. Over here we have my thermal gens, more IC2 power. They're actually not even hooked up right now. Let's see. Yeah, they're not even hooked up. As you can see, they're not even hooked up to this IDSU. They don't really need it, and it's just wasting lava. They have so much other power generation, but this is, like everyone else, this is my first power that I had when I first started. So this was kind of powering my matter fabs, and able to get me enough iridium to create everything else. But right now it's not even hooked up. It's just there for looks now, for memories. Here's another couple engine bays. These are peat engines. This is where all that bituminous peat gets bituminous bitote. I can never say that. Bituminous peat gets set down into those barrels over there. And then these guys are biomass engines. All being supplied. Their lava cans are, because they shut on and off quite often because I don't use them. They use a lot more lava than they normally would, so cans get fed in with routers. And then the cans are fed into here from this guy. Then they get pumped into these cells and power sent out. These guys are powering just stuff I don't use very often, like lava pumps and oil pumps, quarries. So they rarely get turned on. They're not powering the main stuff that needs power all the time in the base. And then back down here to this floor, we have a bunch of centrifuges making the centrifuging lava here. These guys run all the time. Well, I turn them off sometimes when, because I have so much copper that it's just getting ridiculous. I have to almost delete it. But I keep them running for this tungsten dust. because that's what's powering my matter fabs up there. I don't use scrap, I use tungsten dust. And this is the reason why I use tungsten dust, because I have so much of it coming in, and there's nothing really to use it for. So I use it to power the matter fabs. So that's why I keep these running. And over here is the fusion coil. And I don't actually use this for power either. Don't really need it. I mainly just use this for iridium production. So whenever I need a stack, I just drop the 2 cells in there and it makes me a stack of iridium. Keep going, let's go check out behind all the tanks here. Now behind each tank is it's kind of how the liquid is made. So if we turn around here, creosote, we have these guys making coal coke. Those guys up there keep them supplied with coal, and then these guys take it out and put it into the tesseract. And then the creosote gets pumped out and goes above into the tank. And some of these are just examples. That's not like the full production, as I'll show you later down. This guy's making redstone, and this guy over here is making molten ender. And then over here we have the methane production. So if we take a look, these guys are feeding the routers with the raw meat. Then gets injected into the centrifuges, turned into methane. The cells get taken out and shot over here to these liquid transposers, which extract the methane and then send it over to the tank there. And then the cells are taken out and shot back into the system. It's a self-sustaining system. I don't ever have to enter or give it any more cells. It just keeps recycling the cells over and over, which is cool. It just runs by itself. And same with this side. These guys, he's doing beef and this guy's doing carrots. If we can see a cycle, methane come through. Top. Close. Close. None of them are close to being done. Oh. Let's move on then. And then the methane gets put in this tank here. Alright. Lava. There's just a couple guys showing how lava is done. They're melting down netherrack. I have a huge bay of them down below, which I'll show you. Here's the biofuel production. Bunch of stills making biofuel. And then the biomass. These guys are making biomass. This system came out pretty cool. This one took me a little bit to figure out, because there's so much you have to pipe in and out of it. So the guys up top there, are putting in the cactus and the mushrooms, and this guy's doing reeds over here, and putting it in the top. It's getting pumped out the sides, biomass, and the guys on the bottom are putting in the mulch. So you have to pump in the mulch and the cactus. So I have golems on the bottom putting mulch in, and the golems on top putting in the actual item. It's turned out pretty cool. I like it. I like the way it looks. Not too bad. Alright, and over here is the, the refineries doing the oil to fuel. I have a lot of them because I have so many boilers that are running strictly off fuel. But I have a lot of refineries. And the oil is mainly produced by bees. So here's one, example of The bee's making oil. He's a refined bee because he makes oil and biofuel. I got my guy over here making milk. And my guy over here, one of my guys that makes the apple juice for the fermenters. Get them full of apples. As you can tell, I use a lot of golems. Golems are so damn cool. These guys over here are making seed oil. We're throwing in the chestnuts and walnuts, and then this guy uses my extra flax. Since I have so much flaxseed. And then the mulch gets pumped out and sorted back in over there to those fermenters. Bee DNA comes from the bee room, so there's nothing here. And honey, and then extra steam for no reason at all, just to have it. And these guys here are making, turning iron bricks or iron blocks into steel blocks for the rotor production that you saw earlier. And yes, I know the Greg Tech furnace does it faster, but I can just put the blocks in, leave these guys going, and I don't have to worry about it because they don't need to be produced fast. They just need to be produced gradually. And these guys actually make blocks faster than the steel ingots come in from the bees. So it works out fine. I don't need to make it any faster. And then this heads back out from behind the tanks. Oh, wrong way. And goes back in the liquid room. There's also access to the outside from this room. So if you can come out front, and we're now in that rampart area, as you can see. That surrounds the house. So I have front access from the second floor, or the first basement. And then we can also go up and look. There's squirrel. Above the tanks. So as you can see, the liquid comes in, goes into the quantum tank. The quantum tank then feeds it into the iron tank, which then down below sucks whatever liquid's out and sends it to wherever it needs to go. So I have a pretty big buffer of liquid. But everything is hidden, which is how I like it. Now let's head down to the next subfloor. So this stairway goes down, and it goes onto the next main floor. But there's also in between floors. So this is the in between floors here. There's another access area. So there's the water tank that you saw on the floor up there. Here's all the piping for the boilers. Over there is the mass lava production bay. Turning netherrack into lava. It's turned off right now. Because I don't really need it on all the time. I have so much lava. But here's the electrical engines for all those people that love to say that electrical engines are more efficient. So I do use them. I try and use a little bit of everything. I like to test everything out and try every type of each mod out. These guys are getting just tons of netherrack, which comes from over here. It's a giant wall of netherrack and barrels. And then this is, you can see up here is all the output pipes for all the liquids. There's the fuel and the biomass and the biofuel. The lava, which gets sent out to wherever it needs to go. There's the power for all the centrifuges that we're doing the methane. More power for more centrifuges. So this is another, in between floor access area, and there's my junk loader that's loading the whole house. And as we travel down to the next floor, this is my farm area. All my farms are down here. One big giant room full of farms. As we head down, love the way this looks. Turned out really nice. All my forestry farms are down here. And this is the control panel for it. Again, I know I can use computer craft and use a touchscreen monitor, but I still have to get around to learning it. But levers do just fine for me now. And I have my apple orchard. Basically, I have one of each farm. And sometimes some of them have multiples of each. For things like the reeds, there's another one below it. Cactus, there's another one below it. And I have 3 mushroom farms, which I'll show you in a sec. That's what's fueling the biofuel, so I need extra of that. Yeah, here we go. This is basically wood storage. All the different types of wood and logs and saplings are down here. This is the farm room. Beans and cocoa beans and rubber. And then these guys also have a subfloor. Let me show you the mushrooms real quick. I don't know if you remember hearing all those explosions, but that's where the explosions are coming from. Now, when I made the mushroom farms, I could have swore I was under the impression that they needed to be in the dark. Now, if I'm wrong, then I'm just an idiot. But so I have three mushroom farms here, making mushrooms that are getting turned into biomass. So I made these dark rooms for them, and I made these made them out of the Zycraft blocks because I was under the impression that mobs couldn't spawn on Zycraft blocks. But for some reason, I still get just creepers down here. Now, as you can see, mobs can still spawn over here on these guys. So I get the occasional zombie or the occasional skeleton, but I do get lots of creepers down here spawning on these Minecraft blocks for some reason. So I just have a couple golems right down here set up to kill creepers. So that's why you keep hearing those explosions, because they're killing all the creepers down here. Now, if I'm wrong and this stuff doesn't need to be in the dark, then this is just stupid. But I had it out. I had it set up out there in the light, the first one I made, and it wouldn't work. Like, it never grew any mushrooms, so I just figured I had to be in the dark. But if there's a way to make it grow in the light, someone let me know. So then I don't have to worry about creepers all the time and down here. And that's why I'm using, the shield, so when they blow up, they don't break everything. And they haven't gotten close to the farm yet. They kind of always end up dying over here in the corners, because that's where these guys are. So they haven't blown up my farmers yet. Cross my fingers that they don't. Yeah, these are the 3 mushroom farms. Turn off the F7. They're just in giant dark rooms. Yep, see here, I'm picking up some stuff. Wonder where... Had a wood golem. Where'd he go? He's supposed to pick all this stuff up. Get blown up. He got blown up. I see there's like this guy, he picks up all the mob drops. Where'd this guy go? Can I pick him up? Oh. Oh well, I'll have to make another one. Let's get out of here. Let's head down to the farm, the guts of the farm area, the subfloor down here. Low on power. this junk. And down here is the all the farm power. Like you see, this guy's making fertilizer. Fertilizer in the dirt is all stored in these barrels. Down. These guys make the bog earth for the peat farm over here. Oh, it's almost full, that's why. It's off. That guy off for now. So then, you know, this is another one of those access areas where I can get access to all my machines and still have them hidden. And then over here I have massive sand production, sand and gravel production. Those guys just pump out sand and gravel for, like, you know, sand for the bog area and for making the TNT up top, and just goes to wherever it's needed. Then the gravel gets turned into flint. Then back here is these guys are making mycelium for the mushroom farms. So this mycelium gets pumped out, gets, you know, sent out into the tesseract here and gets pumped into the farms. So back here I have 4 moisteners. One of them is doing mycelium, the other guy's doing mossy stone bricks. Take a look at that. We turn the lights on here. The lights are off. So here's the 4 moisteners. Guys on top feed the bricks in. The guys down here feed the wheat in. Same for this side. These guys down here feed the wheat in. And these 2 guys keep the seeds in there. Make the mycelium. So then it gets pumped out into that barrel. Nothing too special. And let's go check out the bee room. Oh yeah, and I remember how I was saying that some of the farms have ones below them, so there's another cactus farm and another reed farm down here, right below there, the ones up top. Just to feed it more, to be able to produce enough for the fermenters up top that are making the biomass. And then the way you access the bee room is there's an access point in here to the farm room. And this walkway leads down to the bee room. And here's my bee area. All the storage, production, all the blocks you need to make apiaries and alvearies. I have a few apiaries here, and the rest are all alvearies. And these guys are pumping out all my platinum and gold and iron, so I don't really ever have to mine diamond and emerald, gold, steel, iron. And then all the bees are stored into these indexers, which are one for each branch. So I have them separated by branch alphabetically. And there's an indexer for each branch. And then here's all my DNA machines. I can splice the DNA, and these are my breeders. More production guys over here making oil, and more oil, and more oil. And then these guys are making fruity drops for the squeezers for more apple juice. So I have more squeezers down below, which we'll get to. But yeah, this is the bee room. This one came out pretty cool too. This goes to the outside. What I've done is I've made it, I've made so much light and so many lamps that mobs will never be able to spawn and go inside my house. That's why I hate doors, because you always just get stuck on them. I just like to have open walkways. But in order to do that, you have to have enough light so mobs can never spawn in there and get in. Here's that factorization room I was showing you earlier. And then this goes out to the pier. The fishing pier over there, or the dock, whatever you want to call it. Now we're down, we're down below the house. So if we go underneath here, this goes down a little bit further. Down here we have all couple more boilers for some more power for the bee room. So, all those bee machines suck up tons of power. So they're being powered by these boilers, as well as all those redstone cells you saw up above. Over here is frame production. So these guys are constantly making impregnated frames, chocolate frames. And then they get sent into these tesseracts, which then get pumped into the let's see if there's a good way to show you guys. Oh. Now it's all covered up. I can break this. Oh, not that one. Go. Ooh. Where did I go? This one? Yeah. Oh, we just saw them. Frames going into all the frame housings. That's all hidden. And I had to go through so many frames. Like there's 13,000 frames in there right now. If I left the server, if I turned this frame production off and I left the server running for a couple hours, those would all be gone. And more power production down here. And then the bee sorting and indexing, and they get turned into DNA. And these centrifuges are all turning all the combs and stuff into whatever production I need. These guys are making oil and biomass or biofuel. This guy's making honey. And then this guy's making more lava. And there's the main guts of the bee system. You can see all the items coming in and coming out. Yeah, that's that. Then the finished product comes in here and gets sent whatever direction it needs to be sent. Man, I'm running out of power. Need to go outside. Is it daytime? Nope. Yeah, that's that. Here's the bee room. Then we can go down here, and this is another farm and some more alvearies down here. Let's go up and check them out. So this heads back out to the outside, and I have a farm here. This is a wood farm, a wood and apple farm for the wood gets sent over there to for the guys to make frames, and the apples get sent to the squeezers. And then this is my tree breeding area. So I have more alvearies out here. And this guy has just like imperial bees and industrious bees and the ink bees to make the black ink. And they're breeding trees for me. So, you know, I got typical tree breeding system. That's how I do it. Oh, I'm out of energy. Damn it. Yeah, these two are breeding one tree, and then these two are breeding another tree, and sometimes they mix and match, but for the most part I can get the whatever tree I'm looking for by setting it up this way. If you set up a lot of, like I think this is teak and silver lime, and that's jungle and teak or something, and I don't remember what I was trying to make, but yeah, that's that. And now we get to head over to the last couple parts, which is the Thaumcraft room and the villager area / villager breeding. But first I need to charge, because I am out of power. Let's see, this will be quicker. There we go, that's much quicker. Charge this guy up, and let's get going. Come on. Fine. Alright. Now if we head out the back of the house, that other bridge that you saw that goes all the way back, this takes a second to load for all the trees. Back here is my Thaumcraft area. There you go. Open roof, no roof on this guy. The floor is actually made out of Zycraft lights, which keeps it lit and makes it so no mobs can spawn. This is my Thaumcraft room. Set up multiple crucibles, that way you can kind of control which aspects you put in and out for each thing, so you don't really send too much into the atmosphere. And you can keep it all bottled up, and you don't have to worry about causing too many problems. Yeah, nothing special, just a pretty cool little area. And then there's one more area to show you guys. That is the main village out front. So look at the side. Let's go head out to the main village. You'll see to get the last part of the tour. Now this build took me a very long time. It's been about 5 months maybe in the making. Building it all in survival has been pretty rough. But if anybody wants me to make a tutorial or a short video on how to get started on a style like this and how to map out the basic layout of what you want to build, I'd be more than happy to do it. Just let me know in the comments if you want me to make a tutorial showing you guys, how to get started and how to lay the foundation out to where you can plan for having the thicker walls and the thicker floors and stuff like that. I'd be more than happy to. Is it down here? Actually, no. Okay. Gotta go down to the farms. I have a secret access tunnels down here that take us to the village. Which allows me to get down there without having to jump off the cliff or something like that. And that's these two guys here. These two tunnels lead out to the village area. Come on, lag. It's kind of cool. Goes underneath the water here. See, there's the tower. Portal tower. So now we're actually out by the front of the house. This comes out into my main village and mob spawner area. Let's get a top view of this first. So again, there's the front of the house. And here we go. This is my villager breeding area. And these are all my mob spawners, which I actually never finished. They all work, but they're all being controlled by levers like inside each building. And I was meaning to have like a main control area out here, or even inside the house somewhere to be able to turn them on and off, but I never got the wireless redstone set up to do that, so the animal spawners and to get all the meat for the centrifuges for the methane. Blaze farm. And then this is basically everything else. It's just your typical drop farm like you've seen everywhere else. With columns at the bottom that pick everything up. Nothing too fancy. More about the aesthetics of making everything kind of the same feel of a building. That's the ghast farm there. And then these farms are farms of stuff that doesn't work in the forestry farms. Like there's a bunch of flax farms out here being farmed by golems. Because I don't think you can put flax in a forestry farm. At least I couldn't figure out how. As well as corn. Although for some reason golems won't do corn yet. Come on, Soren, get on that. And then more flax because I need a lot of string for the frame production in the bee room. So I have 4 flax farms out here and 1 corn farm. And then here there are 4 apple orchards. So there's an apple orchard here, there, and there. And then in the middle is 2 more wood farms, or arboretums. And that powers all the apples I need, the apple juice, and all the wood I need for the frame production, and then all the saplings I need for the fermenters. And then over here is your villager breeder system. Now what's funny is I think Dyer just did a video on something almost exactly the same as this, which is cool. It's a very good system. So you have all your villagers down here with the rail carts that pick them up and sort them. I had it set up for 2 different types of sorting for 2 different types of villagers. But it's mainly for the Mindcrack villagers, and then the Mindcrack villagers come in here and get dumped into this hole. This is where this build's a little different than what he did. Is I have a second part that then further filters the Mistcraft villagers into these slots. And you can probably hear the water, which gives me access to them. And then when I'm done with them, I can kill, kill which one I don't want. And the way this works is, gotta go down below. And I made this out of glass so people could see. The villagers down here, I turn the water on, the water forces them into here, which then they swim up. They go across the back of those bays and get the water forces them into each one, where there's a pressure plate which raises a piston to lock them in there. And then now that bay is locked, and then the next guy goes into the next bay, and the next guy goes into the next bay. And then when all those bays are full, they drop down here and float this way, and then back up to the other side, and continue on until all the bays are full. And then the extra guys drop back down and are inputted back into this room. Kind of cool little system. I saw a video on it somewhere on YouTube. I don't remember which guy did it, so fortunately I can't credit him. Maybe I'll try and find it before I post this, but it's a cool system. Oh yeah, here's two more guys making apple juice. The apple drops and apples. And then the rest of the forestry farms that were out there. Their power and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the Daimyo Institute. They came out pretty nice. I'm happy with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. Again, if anybody has any questions or wants me to make any kind of video describing or showing you how to build anything that you've seen in here, feel free to ask, and I would love to do it. And I really do hope this will hopefully inspire people to put a little more effort into their builds if they don't already. Now, there's a lot of great builders out there, but I'm sure a lot of you would like to see more cool stuff built. I get a lot of people that tell me that as soon as they've made a matter fabricator or a fusion coil, then they've beat the game. And I just kind of think to myself, what does that mean? Like, how do you beat this game? And all they have is a bunch of machines in one of the village spawn houses. I don't know if that's how you like to play. That's cool. I'm down with that. I mean, everyone to each their own. Everyone can play the game how they want, but building is a very big part of this game, and hopefully this will help people, inspire them to try something cool, try something different. I mean, I kind of came up with this building style right on the fly here, and it turned out very nice. Although it does take a lot of time, unless you play in creative. But in survival, this took forever. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and this has been your tour of the Daimyo Institute. And let me know if you have any questions. Alright guys, take care. Peace.